What is up, everyone? I hope you're all good. It's Luke here from Create Audio again. So I made a video on this before about a year or two ago, but I'm going to do a new one, and yeah, just going to show you how we use some of the Create Audio samples in this. And yeah, this is probably my biggest track ever. I got to #2 in Beatport Deep House, so done fairly well. And yeah, the vocal sample from the Create Audio vocal vault was definitely a big part in that. So that was kind of the main hook of the track. But yeah, I'll go through it and then I'll give you a little breakdown of the track, and then I'll show you what samples we use. So let me just play the drop, and then I'll go through it bit by bit from there. So I'll just play it from here. These vocals are available in the vocal vault, spoken words.
Some of the best musicians on this planet we probably will never hear. They're in the basements. They ain't got no money. You know, they're gonna have to get jobs elsewhere. They're probably some of the baddest motherfuckers in the world. Unfortunately, some of the wackest producers in the world we're gonna hear all the time.
So you might notice some of the plugins that I've used here couldn't be found because the project is so old. I made this in 2021, I think. No, 2020 actually. Yeah, so I've had a new computer since then, and yeah, some of them aren't available in VST2. So well, all the important stuff is here, so that's nothing to worry about. So yeah, the vocal is from our spoken word vocal vault pack, so you can find that in here. And then I think there's 3 of them I've used, and I just put them together. So yeah, they're sliced up, you'll find them in there. And then we also used one of the breakbeat loops. So I'll just give you a little listen to the drums alone. So all these drums as well are from our sample suite. So the breakbeat loop, that's in Dusty Drums, and it's in Raw Breaks. It should be number 30, let me see. Yeah, that's the one. So we used that loop, then we layered that with one of our snares, which is from Cray Hits in the drum collection. Then you might notice some of the names are a little bit different because I've reorganised the pack since then. So this is 5 years ago, so a lot has changed in the pack, but all these samples are in there. And then the hat, the snare again, so that's the snare. And then we have this hat, which is also in the drum collection. We have this hat, or is it the same one? Yeah. And we have this one, it's a closed hat, and then we have this one as well. And then we used the Weird and Wonderful drum synthesis pack from Signal Shifter in here for an extra little bit of percussion. So you can see how I sliced that up here, and it's very simple. There's not much going on here, so I'll solo that. Just a little bit of noise, but when you put it all together, let me put it in with these drums. Loop here because all the drums are playing together, so you can hear the hats coming in. So yeah, the vocals and the drums are all from the Create Audio sample suite. And then on the synths we have, first up I think it's sub-boom bass. Yeah, I was a big sub-boom bass man back then. And yeah, it's fairly simple pattern. There we go. So I'll just play that for you so you can have a look. And then I kind of followed that pattern with this kind of, it's not an organ, but it's a bit of a chord sound, but I kind of followed the same pattern. I think, yeah, the exact same pattern. I might change one or two notes. With that, this was blue too, and it has a bit of a sequence going on. Let me see. Yeah, here. So that's why it has a little bit of an extra melody, but you can hear how it's following the notes of the bass. So when that comes in on the first drop.
They're in the basement. They ain't got no money. You know, they're gonna have to get jobs elsewhere. They're probably some of the baddest motherfuckers in the world. Unfortunately, some of the wackest producers in the world, we're gonna hear all the time.
Also, this little effect is also from the Create Audio sample suite I didn't know about. You hear that here?
On this planet, we probably will never hear.
Yeah, and then this synth sound, which starts coming in halfway through the track. This was something we used with an Arturia plugin, but whenever we pressed play on the Arturia plugin, it was giving me a little noise, so I had to basically resample it, so you can hear it here. See that kind of attack at the start? I wanted to get rid of that, because every time I started a new bar I kept doing that. So then I just resampled it from the middle and then added it in as audio here, so you can hear it coming in now. Hold on. With this chord progression, and that's just a mini, I think it's a bass sound just up a couple of octaves. Yeah, look, it's a bass sound, just high pitched. And then we have this chord progression that I actually took the MIDI from somewhere. And yeah, it's just a simple chord progression that goes over the top to make it a little bit more dreamy, a little bit more emotional. Not much in the track. There's 3 synths, a bass, and very simple drums. But as they say, less is more. I also used some delay. Let me see. Ah, look, I don't even have it. But I basically used H delay from Waves, and I just increased the feedback and the dry wet just slightly as it's coming into the build up. So if you actually listen to the track, you're not going to hear it now because the plugin can't be found. But if you actually listen to the track on Hot Creations now, you can hear that it's kind of added a little bit of tension to the build up.
They're in the basement.
And then it kind of slowly like rolls off here, and then it just leaves some room then with the drums to come back in, a little bit of reverb, and then bang.
They're in the basement. They ain't got no money. You know, they're gonna have to get jobs elsewhere. They're probably some of the baddest motherfuckers in the world. Unfortunately, some of the wackest producers in the world, we're gonna hear all the time.
So yeah, we'll leave it there. If anyone has any questions, they can pop them in the comments. If you want to get this sample pack with the drums and the vocals and that little effect, I'll leave the link in the description as well. There's also a free pack there. If you haven't got it already, you can try us out. So yeah, we'll leave it there, gang. Thanks for watching. And if you have any video recommendations, anything you'd like me to cover, please let me know. I know I deleted all the previous videos and spaced out samples. It's just the audio wasn't as good, so I've gotten a new microphone. I've updated my recording software and stuff like that now. So I'm going to re-record the videos that done the best. And if there's anything else you want to see, please let me know. If you want to drop me a message on Instagram, I'll happily get back to you anytime. Thanks, gang.